I held on.
When we begin to think about what the Bible says about being healthy, there was a lot of things. And it's back in February, we're on a cruise, a singing and preaching cruise, and the Lord began to speak to me about some things, and I thought, Lord, I'm not equipped for that. And He said, yes, you are. I have done that on purpose to equip you. And so God began to place in my heart some things, and I want to share some of those with you tonight. And the scripture that I wanted us to take a look at is John 10:10. And there is an adversary that is in this world that wants to take us out. The title of this, if you wanted to place a title, is the first section that we're going to talk about is Satan is taking God's army out one fork at a time. I want to read John 10:10 to you, and let's take and apply this. The thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. And then Jesus is speaking this, and He says, I have come that they may have life and have it more abundantly. Satan wants to kill and destroy everything about us. He wants to rob our health. He wants to rob everything away from us. And it's time that we realize food is a number one subject. We eat to be comfortable. We eat when we're sad. We eat when we're happy, and we eat constantly. And one of the things that happens is the food that we're getting today, number one, is not the quality of food that it was 50 years ago. It's just not. It's been modified. It's been GMO modified, and it's been super chickens and super turkeys and steroided up and everything else. And there's additives that are placed in the food to make you desire it. So it's not the same as what it was. And Satan is using all these tools to take out the warriors of God. And God really spoke to me about this. As we were sitting in the buffet at the back of the ship, having our Bible study, and all of a sudden, we had just finished, and God said, I want you to look around. The line for the dessert was doubled out. Was doubled out. I mean, it was took completely out. And these people that looked so unhappy were toting 2 and 3 plates of desserts back. And they would go and sit down, and God said, do something about it. He said, Satan's killing my warriors one fork at a time. Shortening our lives, shortening our health span. I know for a fact that I was in that mode a year ago. 251 pounds. I was miserable, drinking 8 to 9 diet drinks a day. Kidding myself that I was healthy because I was drinking 2 and 3 bottles of water a day. And I loved fruit. Man, I just loved fruit. I could peel an orange going down the interstate at 70 miles an hour, steering that bus faster than you could believe. And I was convinced. And I was so convinced because these pants were from a suit that I have wore for 8 years. And I can literally slide them on over exactly what I've got on. I can get into one leg of them now. And I was comfortable as long as I could put this suit on. And Satan had me convinced of that. And right now, the average life expectancy of a pastor or an evangelist is about 63 years old because of the stress that they're under, because of so many other things. So we back that into our whole lifestyle of what we're doing, of what God is doing, and what we're called to do. And that's what I'm tying all this together. And I want to show you some things, and I'm going to move pretty quick tonight. Why do we battle? Why do we battle with food? Why is it that it can't be, oh, this is healthy, I believe I want that? There's so many things that happen in our minds that play out. And, the whole thing is this. He's God, and we can't get, for lack of a better word, we don't understand lordship and what we need to do as servants of the Most High. We don't take care of our bodies. Used to be, my favorite thing was a double meat cheeseburger. I mean, 2 pieces of cheese in it and an extra large order of fries from whatever hamburger place you want to call it. There's one that is up in Ball Knob, Arkansas that's called Houdat's. And they make a hamburger called the Hubcap. And it's about this big. And I'm sorry to tell you, I've ordered it twice. And miserable every time. Why do we battle against health so very much? Do you know it's a lot cheaper to be healthier than it is to be unhealthy? It's a lot cheaper. And so the thing that I'm seeing as I begin to look in this is the battle. There's a lot of things that we get robbed whenever we start in the battle. Satan will tell you that your destiny's not right. Destiny is summed up as a mission here on earth, but when destiny is killed on a man or woman, they become a walking corpse. When someone comes up to you and you're not feeling good and you're unhealthy and all of a sudden and these words come out of your mouth, well, have you picked up any weight? All of a sudden your destiny seems to be robbed. You don't feel good and you're like the defense mode goes straight up. I know it did for me. I had this one friend of ours, a longtime family friend, and every time I would see her and she'd say, you need to lose that weight or you're going to have a heart attack. Every time. And she was speaking the truth. Our destiny is to live healthy according to Scripture. Our life expectancy is 72 years is what we're promised. But if we will eat healthy and learn to live healthy and exercise and eating the right foods and taking natural supplements that enhance our body to put back in the things that the world has robbed out of it, and studying the Word of God and spending time with Him, I want to tell you, you can increase your life expectancy because God wants some warriors. That's what He's after. Another thing that happens in the battle is your desire. The Bible says that the desires of our heart shall be granted, but when the desires are killed, frustration sets in. Immediately when we don't feel like that we're seeing any results from what's going on, the desire to lose weight or to get healthy goes out the window. I'll go back to the way that I was. I'll just go back and do the things that I've always done because I felt better back then. No, that was a joke. That was yourself telling you that. That wasn't from God. We've got to have a vision. I can remember when our friend Renee Eads had introduced us to First Fitness. When we got in and she came and she sat down on the couch. She's been a long-time family friend. We went to church together for years and years and years. And Dee knows Renee. And she came and she sat down and she looked at me. And this is Renee. She said, now, Tally, she said, if you're ready to do this, I will tell you. If not, I'm not going to waste your time or mine. And I said, I'm ready. I'm ready because I had a desire to want to feel better. Now, if I was to ask, there's nobody in this room that wants to feel bad. If you want to feel bad, you need to make your way right down here real quick and get in this altar and repent. But there's no one in this room that wants to feel bad. So our desire is to feel good. Desire is this. I told you what desire was, your destiny. Now we have to get a vision. I use Daniel 1 quite often. Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's portion. I usually tell everybody that we introduce to First Fitness, you need to purpose in your heart. And when you purpose something in your heart, you realize that you're not doing it for you, you're doing it for the Lord. You purpose it in there and say, I want to do this to where I can be a better servant for you, Lord. And there's a vision that happens at that very point. And when we catch the vision, when we get the vision of what God has planned for us and we apply it to Scripture along with good eating habits and natural supplements that work well, there's a natural thing that happens. You begin to feel better, begin to get healthy, and your relationship with the Lord seems to increase because you have a better mindset. I mean, it's just the truth. Your vision takes a person to their destination. I like that. If you don't have no vision, if there is no vision, the people perish. That's what Isaiah said. Vision creates room for the next level. If there is no vision, if you cannot visualize yourself getting healthy, it's going to be a tough road. But if you can visualize that you want to get healthy and that you're going to get healthy, you'll find that the trek is a lot easier. And vision enlarges your coast. The prayer of Jabez, he has to have his coast enlarged. But when vision is killed, stagnation prevails. Let me say that again. If you lose that vision, then stagnation will prevail. There comes a point in time that we look and we examine things is, why don't we fight back when those urges to not eat healthy, to not be healthy, to not do the right things, why don't we fight against self? It's because of the fact that somebody has told us that you'll never do that. You'll never be able to do that. All you know, as soon as you get off that thing, you're going to gain 14 pounds more than you was when you started. I actually had this said to me, well, you're probably losing weight way too fast and it's unhealthy for you. Figure that one out. And I said, no, I didn't get it. I was excited. I think at that point in time, I lost 12 pounds. I was elated. And they're telling me I'm losing weight too fast. We drop our down and quit fighting at that point because, well, somebody said that, I better not do this, and we get all these other opinions that come in. But my friend, that's the beginning of the journey. Each step of this walk is a journey. Come Memorial, I guess it was Memorial weekend last year, will be 1 year that we started, Penny and I started on our journey to lose weight. We got on it, and I'll never forget. We called Amber, and her mom said, hey, I'm fixed to get started on this. And she said, not again, Mom. And we said, yeah, we're going to do this. And I had done purposed in my heart. I had a vision that I wanted to get healthy. I had a desire to get healthy. And I had, the next thing is expectation of what it was going to be. The expectation of many have been killed due to the lack of faith. When you are not expecting, you'll end up receiving nothing. If I don't come in here expecting tonight to get something from the Lord, I'm not going to get anything. In your journey to get healthy, if you never expect to get healthy, you'll probably flame out real quick. It's a desire, it's a vision, and it's what you place in your heart that you want to do. The next thing is the silent killer. And I looked at this afternoon. There's a lot of diseases that they call the silent killer, like high blood pressure, high blood sugar, heart disease, cancer. Why is it that we don't take care of ourselves to prevent that? Why is it that we will go right ahead on eating stuff that we know that we shouldn't? And we continue that trek. And we walk down that. And then all of a sudden, what God has planned for us, Satan is getting us one fork at a time and robbing the victory. So see, there is a way. There is a way that we need to move forward. And we need to look at these. I want to take a look at the foods in the Bible, including the Daniel fast, and some of the things that he ate. And let's take a look at that. But I saw this in an area that I was looking at today, and it said 7 health needs. And this really spoke to me. Number 1 is a simple diet. Now, I'm not talking about diet as what we consider losing weight. Diet is what you eat, what you end up getting on and staying with it. A lifestyle change is what we call it. Exercise, rest, pure water, clean air, sunshine. Sunshine is very healthy. And then daily communion with the Lord. 7 things that will give you a healthy life and cause it lowers stress. Do you know that eating correctly and losing weight will reduce stress? You won't be near as stressed out about things. You'll feel better. Naturally, when you feel better, your mindset is better. Always, always. Eating clean is very important. The church that we were at up in Clinton, they were having a fundraiser, and a guy was doing a fish fry. And it had been a long time since I had smelt fish frying. And they've got a commercial kitchen, and they were frying them in there. And that smell when you would open the door, and we were having to stay in the back part of the church building in the Sunday school rooms, that oil boiling was almost nauseating. Just because of the fact that I'm thinking, ugh. Eating clean. Your body is designed, it's not designed to process oil. It's not designed to process preservatives. If you go back to originally, your body is designed to process vegetables and fruits. Things that are grown. Those are the things that your body desires. Eating clean is a very important thing to getting healthy. Clean foods, not fried. Frying, there's no good in frying whatsoever. If you don't believe me, put a napkin up under it and lay something that's fried on it and pick up the napkin, and what? It's dripping with grease. And that's not near about all the grease that's in whatever that is frying. The next thing is vegetables. Why vegetables? Why is it that our mom and our dad said, you need to eat your vegetables? Why is it that our grandparents were adamant about eating vegetables? It's because of the vitamins and the minerals that are loaded into those. They have so many healing properties in them. So many things that fight against diseases and all. If you don't believe that vegetables are healthy, back up at the rate of how cancer has grown since the late 50s to where it is right now. And you'll see the loss of vegetables that have been pulled out of the diets of this generation that's coming along. It's very important. Vegetables are strong, very strong. The Bible's guide to our body, claiming the scriptures for your life's journey. One of the greatest things that you can do is in your journey as you begin to lose and to get healthy and to walk, is to find scripture and claim it. Stand on a scripture. As I said, I used Daniel. He purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's portion. He purposed that in his heart. And there was a reason that he did, because God, he wanted to honor the Lord. Claiming scripture and applying it, because the tempter will come along, because as we said at the very beginning, he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. That's his ultimate goal. And he wants to rob your health. He wants to take it away. And he'll show you and give you every opportunity to do that. So claiming scripture is very important in this journey that we go on. There are a lot of things that we talk about in our bodies, and one of the things that I've noticed throughout the time that we've been on this journey is we'll go in to do a revival, and we eat out 90% of our meals. The other 10% is in a fellowship hall, and because we're on the road so very much. So eating out is not an issue to eat healthy. You can still do it. Even though if you're going to a restaurant, and man, this is my favorite place, man. I like to go in there and get fried catfish every time I come in here. I bet you they've got some broiled fish, and I will tell you they have a salad, and I bet they even got steamed broccoli. You can always find, when you get ready to get healthy, the journey will become very easy as you make your way. Now, there's something that I wanted to do to show you something tonight, because we're talking about eating clean and staying healthy. And I want to get this young man right here to come up and help me out. And how many of you know what like sweets? Anybody like sweets in here? Come on, get honest with me. You're in the house of the Lord. Okay. Now then, do you know what sugar does to your body? It tastes good, and it's good when we put it in cakes and everything. But I want to do a simple demonstration for you. This is no trick, and I'm going to give him a little package of sugar, and I need to scoot over. Okay, thank you, Mr. Technician. Okay, all right, come on this side over here. All right, you come on over here. Is that better, Mr. Hayes, technician man? Are you left or right handed? Right. You're right handed. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I want you to stick your right arm out straight up. Okay. Now, I'm going to put my hand right here, and I want you to resist me from pushing your arm down. You know what I'm talking about? Just keep me from pushing your arm down. Okay. Are you ready? All right. Here we go. All right. Like a log. That's good. All right. Put it down. Now this is regular old sugar. Okay? Okay? Now you're not diabetic, are you? Okay. Praise the Lord. All right. Hold your hand out. I'm going to put some on your hand. I want you to put it on your tongue. Okay? Okay? Okay. I take it that you're not a sugar fan? Okay. Just put all that on your tongue. Can you do it? All right. Here we go. Oh, here we go. That's not a lot. You did good. Excellent, sir. Now, here we go. Are you ready for this? Okay. Hold your arm out one more time. Okay. We're going to do the same thing. Okay. I want you to hold it, and I want you to resist me from pushing it down. You ready? Here we go. And, thank you. That's what sugar does to our body. I remember when Dr. Smith did it to me on the cruise that we were all on, and I was like, yeah, I'd heard about it, but sugar, our bodies respond to sugar just like poison, just like it does poison. It doesn't like it, and it doesn't want it. And so that's the thing about our program, is getting healthy and everything. So I ask you to go back and look over John 10:10. Read about what Satan's come to do and how he will kill, steal, and destroy what's going on in our lives. And just, he'll rob us of the journey. And But there's no need to be robbed. We just step forward and keep going forward. So at this time, we're going to have a few testimonies. Some folks that's been involved in First Fitness Nutrition. And like I said, if you need to move for just a second, that'll be fine. But if not, we're going to continue on. All right. Come on, Penny.
It's always very exciting to see what's going on in someone else's life and how First Fitness has changed them and their thinking on their goals and their visions for their life. So if you're on our program already and you've lost any amount of weight, would you stand? Okay. Stephen, are you on our program? Okay, isn't that awesome? What I'd like for you to do is just come right up here quickly. And we're going to do a quick report. Can we start, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to have to come in closer where Stephen can get everybody in. Stephen, are you standing? Anyway, I started in May last year, as he said, Memorial Day weekend, and I've lost 67 pounds. I went from a size 16 to somewhere between zeros and fours. It depends on the brand, and I feel wonderful. And I've been playing beach volleyball with the kids and parasailing and things I wouldn't have done. Besides losing the weight, it's just been great.
I've lost 57. I haven't changed my little tag yet. And feel wonderful.
Okay, I'll introduce myself since you know who they are. I'm Amber, and I've been on the program since last June. Mama got me into it, and I've lost 68 pounds, gone from size 16s to size 6s.
I'm Tom Benfield. I just started about 7 weeks ago, I think, and I've lost 19 pounds. And thank you. And I'm just excited to start getting those other clothes back out of the boxes and put them back on.
Hi, if you can hear me, I'm Mary Benfield, and I started the same time Tom did. He's my husband, and I've lost 14 pounds. Thank you. And it feels real good for your clothes to be loose.
I'm Penny Fox, and I lost 20 pounds and 12 inches. And the inches is what really got me because it took me from that size 12 down to a size 4. And I've maintained it now from continuing to eat clean and use our products for 6 years.
My name is Kendra Rowe, and I haven't weighed in. I've been bad. But the last time I weighed in, I was 12 pounds down, but I'm more now. And it's pretty. I put this skirt on today, and it used to be really tight, and now it's going to be almost too big. I'm like, praise the Lord. But it's pretty cool. I like it. It's awesome.
And my name's Stephen Hayes, and I've lost 15 pounds and 15 inches.
And yep, about it. That's all.
You got to find your note, huh? So it's a lot of, we enjoy what we do, sharing testimonies about, there's so many there. I mean, Penny and them have been in it for 6 years, and they have stories after stories after stories after stories of how the product works. And so they're going to tell you more about that now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do, was just going to introduce Penny. And as we were doing Bible study this morning, this is our scripture. And of course, when you come and it just really, it touched my heart. And it's James 1:22. It says, "Be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves." And go on and read 23, 24, and 25 when you get home. Because sometimes we think, oh, if we just come to a meeting, or oh, if we can just, hear, we will be successful. But we have to be doers. And so Penny is a prime example of that she's kept it off for 6 years. She's been a role model for many people for a long time. And I'm thankful that she's part of our team, or I'm part of her team. And She's in it to help each one of us, and like we said, get in where you fit in. And I want to turn it over to Penny. She's going to go over some of the products quickly.
Thank you, Penny. We need to call ourselves Penny Squared. I'm going to use this little podium myself because I have to have my notes. You did fine. I'm a teacher, and so I have to have lesson plans, you know. No, I started my journey 6 years ago. I was always a size 12. That was my size from the time I was about 16 years old, all the way up through college. I met my husband in college, Brian, and that was my size. My mom always said, honey, we're just big-boned people. That's what she used to tell me. We're just big-boned people. And so I thought that was normal, and I met Brian, and he loved me and my big-boned self. And we got married in 1998, and we got happy, and ate, and ate, and ate. And, you know, we started living that lifestyle that Brother David was talking about, that eating the fried foods and the living on fast food, you know, because especially 4 years later, we started a family and having kids, we got used to that lifestyle of fast pace, just everything is go, 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 the world that we live in. And it's easy to eat fast food. It's easy to be lazy and not prepare things. It's quick and it's easy. And I started coming home from work every afternoon after school just feeling exhausted. You know, I wanted to come home and just sit down and be like, y'all just leave me alone for a few minutes, Mom needs to rest. Well, I had a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. There's no time to rest. You don't have time to rest. You know, at 3:30 in the afternoon, it's go time. You got things to do as a mom and a dad. You've got after-school practices. You've got dinner to cook. You've got loads of laundry to get started. You have all these things that you have to accomplish in the afternoon and evening, and I was coming home exhausted. And that was just ridiculous. And so after 11 years of marriage and realizing this about myself, I got tired of walking through the teacher's lounge and joining in with the negative foods. I wanted to do something different. One teacher that I watched for about 7 or 8 months, she was different than the others. She was always eating those live vegetables and fruits and the bright green colored foods, whereas the rest of the teachers were eating the frozen pasta and all the frozen dinners and burgers and things like that and pizza and stuff. And I noticed that she was different, and she was always happy and cheerful. And when you saw her in the hallway, she had a big smile on her face, and she was bouncing when she walked. And you walk through the halls, and other teachers were just kind of dragging, and oh my gosh, is this day ever going to end? And just this negativity. And I didn't want to be a part of that anymore. So I finally asked her, I said, what is this stuff that you're doing all the time? I see you drinking these shakes, and I see you drinking this orange stuff and taking these pills every now and then, and you're so fit and you're so happy. What is it that you're doing? And so she shared First Fitness with me and explained to me that she had been using it at that point for 5 years. And that 5 years before I knew her, she was also heavier and had maintained it for 5 years, which really, really affected my mentality of how she had been doing this for so long. So I went home and shared with my husband that I wanted to do this, and he checked it all out. He's a coach, and so he's very health conscientious, and he wanted to know what was in it. Now, he wouldn't ask what was in our burger at McDonald's, but he wanted to know what was in these supplements that I was going to put in my body. I find that interesting, which is like most people. They want to know, what's the ingredients in that? But you don't ask about what's in that cheeseburger when you order it at Burger King. So he was found that it was all very, very natural, and it met all of his requirements for me to do. So I started the program, and in 7 weeks, my size 12s, I could button them and zip them and pull them on and off like this. And I just couldn't believe it because I was not big boned after all. So I was really excited, and more than the size of clothing though, I started noticing feeling good. I started noticing that I was anxious to come home and get things done for my kids, and I was ready to go and do things with my family, and I was excited about life. I was feeling good, and along after that started happening, other people wanted to know what we were doing, and that gave me the pride of being able to share it with friends and family. And then I started getting those testimonies from them, and they're all feeling good, and they're calling me and saying, Penny, I went to my doctor today and they took me off of my blood pressure pills. Or, Penny, oh my goodness, I went to the doctor today and my cholesterol is in balance. So I was getting these calls by introducing people to our program, and it was making me so happy to know that I was helping people through this program. And that, of course, also brought other blessings to our life, because Brian and I were struggling financially, and we had gotten ourselves into some credit card debt. And by us helping others, the next thing we know, we felt that God was providing us a business opportunity to help people on their health journey and also to help us financially. And so it became something that for the past 6 years, our entire family has really, really taken and just been so grateful for the things that it has changed in us. And I'm really excited that my kids now eat healthy, because I wish I would have been taught that when I was younger. I grew up in southern Arkansas, and we ate fried foods all the time, you know. And so I hope that my kids are not going to face the problems that I faced as far as being a teenager with big bones. And they order salads when we go to restaurants instead of fries, and you'll see them eating broccoli and steamed vegetables and things like that instead of fries. So I want to share with you the products and tell you a little bit about them. I'm going to try not to go into a lot of detail because that does take a little while, but I'm going to go through, first of all, our cleansers. And our company, First Fitness, it's 25 years old. And Mr. Lee Kazi has been around in nutraceuticals and health and wellness for over 50 years. He's been formulating products for more than 50 years. But he found First Fitness 25 years ago. And there's not a whole lot of health and wellness companies out there that can say they've been around for 25 years. He believes that through all of his research that he did in medical school, he believes that cleansing is the absolute foundation of wellness and weight loss. This is going to kind of get a little bit on the, I don't know, I just used the word gross, okay, so be prepared. I know when I was a little girl, I used to gross out when my grandmother would talk about her BMs, and I never dreamed in a million years that I would have those discussions, and now I talk about them all the time. So she would be proud of me if she were still around that I talk about that kind of stuff. But our colons are very, very toxic. I want you to think for a second about how old you are, okay? And I want you to picture in your mind a house the same age as you are. And you go to the kitchen and you turn on the sink faucet and water comes out of the faucet and it's nice and clear, and you get your glass and you fill it up and you drink it and you're like, oh, this water's great. You know, nothing in the world wrong with this water. Tastes fine, right? What would happen if you opened that cabinet underneath the sink and you pulled that pipe out of there and you sliced it right down the middle and opened it up? What would you find inside that plumbing area? Gunk, right? Gross. Well, the walls of our colon are supposed to absorb all the vitamins and nutrients that we put into our bodies from all the healthy foods that we eat. Our bodies are supposed to absorb that and then use it to keep us well. That's the way God made our bodies. They're supposed to operate in a healthy manner. However, we put so many toxins in from the foods we eat, from the air we breathe, from the pollutions that are around us in our daily environments, that the walls of our colon are not able to fully absorb the goodness that we're putting in. So by cleansing the walls normally on a regular basis, they're able to absorb better. And that's why, as you begin doing that and you start eating very clean and replenishing yourself with all the wonderful fruits and vegetables that we're supposed to be eating, you start feeling better, okay? Instead of feeling like a big greasy French fry, you start feeling like a bright green piece of broccoli, Okay, that's the way I want to feel. So our cleansers, we have 3 cleansers. The first one is the Renew. That's our colon cleanse. The Fit to a T is an herbal tea that you drink, and it's going to strip out mucus in the body. It's wonderful for people with allergies. We've used it even on infants. When an infant is dealing with colic, we use it for that. It's really good to help soothe the stomach when you have belly aches and things like that. It's really good for migraines. If you know someone who has migraines pretty often, if they'll use the Fit to a T 2 to 3 nights a week, they'll keep that mucus stripped out of the body, and that's what causes a lot of migraines is lack of hydration and mucus building up. So that's very helpful with that. We have lots of different reasons that we can use the Fit to a T. I personally use it to help with allergies because that's an issue that I've always battled with. I'm about to sneeze right now. Maybe it went away. The last cleanser is the Lipomax. The Lipomax is our liver cleanse. And it's great for bloating. It's great for females when you have PMS symptoms. It helps with water retention and fatigue. It's really good for people that are exposed to toxins on a regular basis, heavy toxins, such as custodians that use a lot of cleaners and chemicals, hairdressers, people that work in chicken houses, anyone that's exposed to that kind of heavier toxin on a daily basis, the Lipomax is really beneficial. Also, if you know someone that does not have their gallbladder, they've had their gallbladder removed, that means that their liver is their only other filtering system. We have 2 filters. We have our gallbladder and our liver. So if you don't have a gallbladder, your liver, you've got to keep clean. It's very important to take good care of your liver. And the Lipomax does that. So we have those products separately. I use all 3 of them. I've actually been on the Lipomax and the Renew twice a day for the full 6 years that I've used our products. I use the Fit to a T about 3 times a week. So those are non-habit forming and they're perfectly safe. As a matter of fact, I was one of those people that had to hear my doctor say things. Like I grew up listening to my doctor and going to the doctor all the time. If I had a sniffly nose, I went to the doctor. And so that was really important to me in the beginning to know that I needed that doctor approval. I even took it to my doctor and showed him because like many women, I dealt with issues as far as going to the restroom regularly. I didn't go to the bathroom regularly. And when I started this program, I began not having those issues anymore. And so I wanted my doctor to know that. And he read the ingredients on the Renew and he said, Penny, you can stay on this forever. If this works for you, you go right ahead. It's like your own personal septic tank. And so absolutely stay on this. And so that's what I've chosen to do. The 3 products come in a kit called the Body Renewal. You can get them separately or together in a kit. The kit comes with instructions for a 10-day program that's pretty intense, and we recommend that you do this full body cleanse every 4 to 6 months. It's kind of like an opportunity for your body to hit the reset button every 4 to 6 months because you're going to be exposed to things. You're going to not eat perfect all the time. And so when those toxins start building up, it's time to do that body renewal. And through the process, you do a full cleanse. It cleans your blood. Like I talked about, stripping the mucus out, cleaning the colon. It does it all. And you feel amazing when you're through those 10 days. You feel re-energized and rejuvenated. So that is our herbal cleansing section. Let's move on. The next category is the weight loss. This is our biggest program that kind of attracts because obviously living here in America, we have a major issue with obesity and overweight here in America. And it goes back to that whole thing of us being a fast-paced world. And we've got to think and prepare. It takes me about 10 extra minutes compared to the way I used to live to prepare to go to all those ball games on the weekends with the kids. Both of my kids play travel ball, and used to, I didn't pack anything. We jumped in the car and we left, and we lived in fast food restaurants and gas stations, grabbing whatever snacks you could grab. Now, Takes me about 10 minutes, but I have my little ice chest packed full of all of our healthy snacks that we're going to eat on throughout the day instead of grabbing those things that also cost more, like David was talking about. It's more expensive to grab those snacks in the gas stations and the fast food restaurants. We buy our groceries and I take them. I take that time to prepare things. So the weight loss, obviously, do you see the Renew up there? We truly believe that the cleansing section of the cleansing process of your body is extremely important in the weight loss process. It makes sense. You clean the slate first and then you put in positives, okay? And through that, we're training the metabolism to do what it's supposed to do, okay? So you've got the Renew as part of your program. The next product at the top there is the Xanilene Supreme. This came to mind when you were doing the little sugar test a while ago. When Mr. Lee has described to us when he was formulating the Xanilene, some of his research he did on the ingredients, he talked about reading some research where they did this test on lab rats. And they took these rats and they put a whole bunch of sugary foods in front of them, syrups and sodas and sweets. They put them in front of them, and those rats just ate and ate and ate and ate and got fat, okay? Well, then they did another test where they put directly in front of these rats all these fruits and vegetables. The rats just starved themselves to death. They wouldn't eat any of it, okay? Well, then they did this test where the rats had direct contact. They could easily get to the broccoli and the celery and the cauliflower. They could eat all they wanted. But then, on the other side of this electrical current, they put all the sweets and sugars and syrups and stuff. Those rats would torture themselves. They would go through the electrical current and shock themselves to get to the sweets. That's what we do. That's what we do. We become addicted to those sugars. We get that quick satisfaction and we want more. It's ridiculous. It's like, I know Keith always says, we have to eat to live. We don't need to live to eat. That does not need to be what our focus is. We have to have food to be able to do what we've got to do every day. We shouldn't live life focused on, oh, what are we going to eat tonight? Oh, what restaurant are we going to go to? That shouldn't be exciting. There's so many other things that we should be excited about. Number one, spending time with God. Number two, spending time with our family. Those are the things we need to get excited about, not what are we going to eat for dinner tonight. That does not need to be our main focus of the day. So the Xanilene helps to satisfy that hormone in here that is satisfied by those sugars. It allows us to have a crutch until we get our metabolism trained. The whole process of our weight loss program is training the metabolism. I don't take the Xanilene anymore, okay? Because I have trained my body. I know what to eat. I eat all day long. I eat like every 45 minutes. When my kids are walking into my classroom between classes, Miss Fox is sitting there with a handful of broccoli and celery. I'm sitting there snacking. I eat constantly. And that's what this program has taught me. I don't have to have that crutch anymore. Now, some people choose to stay on the Xanilene because they just like it. They like the way it helps to curb their appetite. They like the way it helps to get rid of the belly fat. They like the way it gives them a little bit of a boost of an energy type thing. They like that, and so they choose to stay on it. But it's meant to be a crutch to help you as you are going through the weight loss process, okay? The next product up here is the Body FX Shake. Our Body FX Shake is the absolute perfect combination. It's the 50-30-20 ratio of carbs, proteins, sugars, fats, everything that your body has to have to function. You could live on a deserted island with truckloads of Body FX Shake and have all the nutrition that you need for the rest of your life. Okay? They are the yummiest things ever, too. My kids, actually, we look forward to our shakes every morning. That is our school morning go-to. We love our shakes. My favorite one is the chocolate one, and I just mix it up with water and ice, and I make it super thick like a Wendy's Frosty. They're really, really good. Our Body FX shakes are on protocol for diabetics. The sugar in them is stevia, and it's time released. So you don't get this massive sugar rush high like you do with a lot of breakfast foods. And guys, being a teacher, it makes me so sad when I see all the kids that I see getting on medications for ADD and ADHD. A lot of it is because of what they're eating in the mornings. They're eating breads, which are carbs, which are quick sugars. And so they come to school and they're all hyped up on these sugars that they just ate. And then they're just like zonked. They have no energy. They can't pay attention. They're falling asleep in their chair because they're coming off of that sugar rush. If they would have a sustained amount of energy like our shakes provide, that nutrition that's time released in their body, in my personal opinion, it may help with some of those issues. So it's wonderful for diabetics. It's wonderful for all ages. I've actually used it with geriatric patients that can't chomp. They're not able to chew on hard proteins, meats, and such, and it provides them the nutritional value in food that they need as well. It's wonderful for even babies, even newborn babies. As soon as they get off mommy's milk, they can go straight to our shakes. Our shakes do not have nearly the amount of sugars that are in your baby formulas that are out on the market. And we actually think our shakes are the best out there because Mr. Lee, our owner and founder, created the very first ever, world's first ever diet shake on the market. So we kind of think he's got the guru status on the shakes out there of the diet world. The last product in this is the Trimbolic. The Trimbolic is probably my favorite for what it does. It gets rid of cellulite. So think about the fat that is stored around your muscles. It gets right up next to your muscles. That stuff right there. That's right, that stuff, yeah. Well, the Trimbolic, she's showing me her lovely muscle right there. It gets up around your muscle and it pulls away the stored fat and flushes it out of your system. So what happens is, your skin has a natural elasticity to it. It allows your skin to tighten up around your muscle, making your muscle appear more defined. We have some funny names that we give our Trimbolic. We call it tummy tuck in a tin. We call it exercise in a can. We have all these crazy names, and it really does. It helps to get rid of cellulite. It's also got niacin in it, which is a blood cleanser. So it's helped with people. And my mom, for example, she, for a little while, had high cholesterol, and her triglycerides were high, and the doctor was going to put her on Lipitor, and she was so upset. She called me just in tears, and she said, I do not want to go on this medicine because I've heard that it's damaging to the liver. It's a very dangerous medicine to be on. And she said, can you talk to our First Fitness doctors and find out if there's something that they would suggest, because I'm willing to do it. So I called our doctors, and they recommended the Trimbolic and our energy drinks, which Brother David's going to talk to you about here in a little while, because he knows all about the energy drinks. He is going to share that with you. But both of those products have niacin in them, and niacin is a blood cleanser. And so I put her on 2 Trimbolics and at least 1 energy every day for 3 months, which is how long she was supposed to be on the Lipitor. She went back to her doctor and did her test, and her numbers were all fine. And she was so proud because she never even filled that prescription of the Lipitor. So we have been able to accomplish things like that had nothing to do with weight loss. We used that product to help with a cholesterol issue. So that is our products that come in the weight loss kit. And then on top of that, you get this menu guide that directs you exactly what to do. And your coach, Penny or Amber, whoever is coaching you through your program, will make sure that you follow that the way you're supposed to. It's pretty easy. Like I said, you eat all the time. How hard can it be, right? You get to eat all the time. You're never hungry. So you follow through, and they will coach you through that to make sure that you're getting all the nutrition that you're supposed to be getting throughout the program and eating the right meats and vegetables and fruits and all that good stuff, okay? So our weight loss program comes in 3 different packs. The first one is kind of what we like to refer to as a cleanse and burn. It's more along the lines of someone who maybe just wants to get 5 pounds off, just maybe getting this certain skirt they're trying to get in, or they're about to go to a special event and they just want to get off 3 or 4 to 5 pounds. Or people that like to use the Xanoline every day. They've met their goal with their weight. They just like the Xanoline and how it curbs their appetite. And like I told you earlier, the Renew, that cleanse, I will never go without it. I love my Renew. So the first kit is $89.95. It's your cleanse and burn. It's called a boost kit. It's about $3 a day when you look at it over the month. The Accelerate kit is for someone that's thinking about losing maybe 10 to 15 pounds. It's a 30-day program. It does not have the little extras like we talked about with the Trimbolic, the cellulite thing. It doesn't have that, but it is a 30-day supply of the pills, and it's only a 10-day supply of the shake. It would get you through the first 10 days of the program, and it comes down to about $4 a day. And then, of course, you've got the Transformation Kit. That's the one if you're serious and you're really wanting to lose weight, I would say anywhere 15 pounds or more. The Transformation Kit says, okay, I'm ready to do this. Get me through it. And it's going to provide you all the information and all the supplements that you need for a full 30-day program. And it is $189.95, which is about $6 a day. So you could give up your Starbucks coffee and you would be just fine financially. Those are our different systems on the weight loss. Okay? Miss Penny, is there anything else I need to go over on the weight loss that you can think of? Okay. All right, moving on. Let's go to the wellness. Oh. Okay. I may have one if you need it. No, it's out in the car. The fat foxes, that's what we call that picture. Is that what you're talking about? All right, the health and wellness side. In your brochure, there's a green panel. It's like kind of green looking on the back side. That's all of our wellness products, and that's what I'm going to talk about now. I might need to look at one of those so that I can see what order you guys are looking at it, so I try to go in the same order. I think the first one in the top left corner is Zavita. Is that what it says? All right. See, I've got it memorized. Okay, Zavita, even though it looks like it's in a wine bottle, it's not. So it's okay. It is non-alcoholic. Okay, the Zavita is made from botanicals in the Amazon rainforest. And I like to imagine in my mind that there's all these little natives wearing the little grass skirts and the long necklace things, and they're brewing my Zavita out in the middle of the Amazon. Can you picture that? Yeah, that's what I like to picture. And then they pour it into the bottles and they ship it over to me. That's just my own little imagination playing with that. It's actually made in a manufacturer. But the Zavita comes from botanicals in the Amazon rainforest, and it helps with so many things. The natives in the Amazon truly do use it for longevity. They use it for inflammation. It helps with acid reflux, like I was telling Miss Mary and Mr. Tom earlier. Miss Mary uses it. She's been using it for a few weeks. And it helps, if you take it at night, it's going to help you sleep better, more relaxed. If you take it in the morning, it's going to give you more energy. It's a perfect balance. Its job is to try to help your body balance, which, by the way, that's your body's job anyway. Your body always tries to balance itself. So if you don't want your body to balance, if you're not satisfied with your body where it is, then you can't let it balance. You've got to fight and get through that. That's part of the weight loss process. But the Zavita helps your body to give it whatever it's need. One of the biggest things that we notice with it is help with pain due to inflammation. That goes back to things like arthritis, fibromyalgia, anything in your joints where you experience pain. Guys, we've even used it with inflammation on the outside of the body. When you get poison ivy or cuts or scratches, you can literally rub it on, and it helps with inflammation in that manner as well. There's times I would like to just take a bath in the Zavita. I've never done that, though. But I bet it would be really good for your skin. It also, if you take it in a therapeutic dose, it helps with things like urinary tract infections, It helps get rid of any type of infection. So if you've got bacteria going on, if you're fighting off some kind of an illness, you can take it in therapeutic doses instead of just the daily dose, and it will help to fight those off. That's something I personally dealt with. I used to get UTIs 3 or 4 times a year. A lot of women get those. And over the past 5 years, after I did a therapeutic dose, I've never had that issue again. I also think part of that goes back to cleansing daily and eating healthy. I think all of that as a whole is created a more well balance for my whole family, myself, my husband, the kids. We aren't sick as much anymore. It's just all there is to it because we're trying to live healthier. The next one is the 8RX, and this is the one, Miss Mary, that I was talking with you about before we started tonight. One thing I want you to understand about our products, all of our ingredients come off of the GROS list, which is the FDA's approved, generally recognized as safe list. So even though our formulas are not FDA approved, every ingredient is on the FDA approved list. We don't use any ingredients from anywhere else. They all come off of that list. Another really great thing about our products compared to other companies out there, our ingredients are all within 1% deviation of purity. The closer something is to pure, the better the absorption it is in the body. So we only select the absolute highest grade of ingredients to put in our products. We're very picky about that. The 8RX was actually formulated to focus on the 3 leading causes of death here in the United States: diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. However, after they formulated it and started testing it, they started finding that it did much, much more than just act as a vitamin. They started seeing things like inflammation going down. One of the biggest issues that they saw was with fibromyalgia. I actually had a client in our organization that she was fighting fibromyalgia flare-ups pretty regularly, and she started taking the 8RX and hadn't had one in quite a while, and a family member noticed it and said, I haven't heard you complaining about your fibromyalgia in a long time. So she took it to her doctor, and she said, this stuff is doing something to help me. He looked it over and studied it, and he said, you know what? I'm going to take you off of your prescription, and I want you to double the dose of this 8RX. So he doubled our normal daily dose, and she's been on that for years, and she has gotten so much better control of her flare-ups with her fibromyalgia than what she ever had with her prescription. Whenever you start thinking about nutraceuticals, how many of you in this particular room have not really been into vitamins and supplement stuff before? Like, it's something kind of new for you? Vitamins and supplements? Okay. Well, it was very new for me. I knew nothing about supplements. I had no knowledge whatsoever of supplements. I didn't know about cleansing, any of that. Like I said, I grew up in southern Arkansas on fried chicken and fried fish and cornbread and beans. That's the way I grew up. So, do what? That's when I was a big bone girl. That's right. So for me, this was all new, and it's been so educational for me to go and listen to our doctors when they're teaching us all this information. And sometimes I probably just spit it all out, and you're just looking at me going, wow, because I have all this geared up inside of my head that I just want to share, But nutraceuticals are very different than pharmaceuticals. Our doctors recommend that you take our supplements, or any supplement that you're taking that's a nutraceutical, for a minimum of 90 days before you can really see what it does for you. When you get a prescription from your doctor and take it and fill it at the drugstore, you should see some difference pretty quick. You're expecting to see difference within 2 or 3 days anyway. You should start seeing a difference. Nutraceuticals are not like that. Nutraceuticals try to get to the root. They try to get to the source of where the problem is coming from and start the repair of the problem. Whereas pharmaceuticals are more like kind of like a Band-Aid. They're fixing the problem immediately, but is it a permanent fix? That's where the nutraceutical tries to get to the source of it, okay? It's a healing process from within, and it's all natural instead of putting the toxins in from the medications. So that's where my family, we try to treat ourselves nutraceutically. And then, of course, if we're unable to get control of something after several days, of course, we're going to go to the doctor, absolutely. But we try to stay on top of our vitamins and supplements and do things in a more natural manner than what we used to. The next one is the Vital Green. The Vital Green has over 50 different fruits and vegetables. So if you've got people that are not good at taking their vegetables, like my son, when he was younger, he would not eat his vegetables. So I would take this Vital Green and I would put them in his oatmeal. I would dump it in his oatmeal and mix it up. We've made Hulk shakes. Like we'll take our Body Effects shake and dump the Vital Green in it and make it green. And the kids, we call it the Hulk shake, and they really like that because that's kind of cool. Again, when you're dealing, even adults, I mean, there are adults that are just, they eat potatoes and corn. That's their idea of vegetable. And they're not eating the salads and the greens and all of the squash and all of the broccoli and celery and the things they need, that their body needs. And so this Vital Green can help supplement that. It was actually featured on television by a health and wellness coach as that, it was on a morning show, and they used Our First Fitness Nutrition Vital Green and said that it was their top choice for a supplement, because there is no way that you can get in the amount of fruits and vegetables that you really are supposed to have for your body on a daily basis by eating the actual fruits and vegetables. You would just have to sit and eat all day long to get what you need. So it's much smarter to take the Vital Green pills. The next one is the Rejuvicell. The Rejuvicell literally rejuvenates at a cellular level. Your body is made of nothing but cells. Oh, thank you so much. I talk all day long. I needed that. Your body is made of cells. And so it's not going to magically bring a cell back to life that's dead. For example, people that need hip replacements, they've lost some cells. Some of their joints, their cartilage and connective tissues have died, and so those cells are no longer able to reproduce. So it's not going to bring those cells back to life, but the ones that are living, it kind of boosts them. It's like a spark plug for your cells. So it's crazy because we've seen people on our Rejuvicell have hair growth. We've seen nails become stronger. We've seen incredible results with a lot of our athletes, runners, because they have all that pressure that they're putting on their knees. Anything, again, connective tissue, joint, anything that has to do with arthritis and fibromyalgia, that type of illness or dealings in your body, the Rejuvicell would be beneficial. Guys, my 13-year-old daughter, she plays softball, and I'm talking tournament softball. She's a catcher. She is up and down on her knees constantly. They played 8 games last Saturday, back to back to back to back, up and down on her knees. And so she's been complaining for over a year with her knees, and so I started her on the Rejuvicell. It's been probably about 8 months ago, and I just keep her on it. She takes it every morning. It's part of her little regimen. Each of us in our family, we all have our own little regimen of how we do all of our products, and that's part of hers is the Rejuvicell. So it's wonderful for joint and connective tissue. Now, it does have shark cartilage in it, so if you have someone that is allergic to fish, they don't need to take that. That's the only product that we do have to be cautious about when it comes to allergies. The next one is LifeGest. LifeGest is a digestive enzyme. What that means is it helps your body to process those things that are harder to break down. Like, say you are going to go have a steak, okay? First of all, steaks are really acidic, but every now and then you got to have a good steak, right? So when you're going to go have your steak, take some LifeGest before you go, because the LifeGest is going to help to digest it. It breaks it down faster for you. It's really good for upset bellies. Anytime my kids are complaining about having a stomach ache, we give them their LifeGest. It helps to soothe acid reflux as well. It's really good for acid reflux, even on babies. We've actually broke it down and put it in bottles for babies. When doctors prescribe liquid Zantac, we've been able to help babies not have to have that medication, but use LifeGest instead as a natural product instead of going to the medications, and seen results with that. So we've used it for motion sickness instead of the, what's it called? Dramamine. Instead of Dramamine, you can take LifeGest, and it helps to calm you for traveling and things like that. The next one is the Biomega. That is 99.9% whole leaf aloe. It's compressed, and it comes in a special container because we don't want sunlight to get on it. We keep it in the refrigerator, and it's so neat when you drink it. You can actually see the aloe in there, but it's so yummy. I can drink it straight without having to add any water to it. I use it to mix my shakes in the morning. I put 3 ounces of Biomega, 2 ounces of Zavita, and 1 ounce of the Recovery, which David's going to talk about in our sports line. But that's my liquid that I use in my shake mix every morning with my Body FX. It's my boost energy drink that I have every morning. But the Biomega is healing from within. You know how you put aloe, anytime you have a burn, you put aloe on it. You know, your mom taught you to squeeze an aloe plant and put it on your burn when you burn yourself. And even like if you get sunburned, so many of the gels and lotions out there that you buy on the market have aloe in them for healing. Well, imagine if aloe heals your skin from the outside like that, imagine what it does from the inside. It's wonderful for the digestive tract. It helps with healing from within. So it's just a daily maintenance juice. I consider it like a juice every day. And it's perfectly safe for babies. We even use it for pregnant moms when they are experiencing morning sickness. It helps to calm their bellies with that. The next 2 I'm going to talk about together. First Essentials. Those are our 1-a-day vitamins for men and for women. I take almost every single product from First Fitness at different times in my life. I don't take all the products all the time, depending on what's going on with me, and knowing I've learned a lot about my body. That's something else. Not being familiar with supplements and vitamins, I didn't pay attention to my body. I didn't think about things like that. Now I know what I eat, how it's going to affect me, what's going on with my body at different times of the year, at different times of the month, and I'm able to prepare. I'm able to think, okay, how do I need to fix this? I definitely put a lot more time into taking care of myself and being aware of what's going on with my body. But the men's essential vitamins is one product I will never take. The men's essential vitamins, I will not take those. Those focus obviously on men's health, okay? They are primarily focused towards the prostate health. You know how common prostate cancer is now. The men's essential vitamins helps to keep the prostate numbers in line. And then the First Essentials for women help to focus on all of the women's needs that we have, even symptoms of menopause, like hot flashes and things like that. It helps to reduce those type of symptoms and give us what we need for our reproductive system. The Cardio First is the last one of the wellness products that I'm going to talk about. The Cardio First obviously has to do with your heart health, and you take it according to your age. It tells you how many you're supposed to take on the bottle according to your age, the dosage that you're going to need. And Cardio First, the best way for me to describe it, you know how you go to the dentist, even if you brush your teeth 2 or 3 times a day and you floss and you take super good care of your teeth, you go to the dentist every 6 months and they still find that stinking tartar, don't they? They still have to scrape and clean and do all that polishing. They still have to do it no matter how good you take care of your teeth. Well, it's the same way with our heart. Our heart, the valves and arteries that everything runs through, it builds up. No matter how good you take care of it, it still builds up and it has to be scraped. Well, that's what your Cardio First does. It's like the dentist for your arteries, okay? So that it takes really good care of you. So no matter what age you are, you've got to take care of the valves and arteries that circulate your blood through your body. Okay, so I'm done with wellness products. So you get to talk now about the sports line. I really like this microphone. I need one of these in my classroom.
Yeah. Stephen, swap with me. On the sports performance nutrition. Oh, it's just big boned. Oh, that's good. Oh, thank you, Stephen. It's back up there. Yeah. All right, you got that brochure. Let me borrow that right quick. The first one that we're going to talk about is the sports performance nutrition, the energy. It's the red one. It is a healthy form of an energy drink. If you look at I've got a comparison chart that I can show you afterwards. I can show you about the comparison concerning Monster, 5-Hour Energy, all the others that are out there. And you'll find that ours is sugar-free. It's an energy drink that is sugar-free. It's loaded with B6 and B12 vitamins. It has 4,000% B12 in it. It has niacin, and along with vitamin C, it actually has that in it as well. And it's a type of an energy drink that it brings you up and keeps you there, and it doesn't never drop you. I'll mix up a bottle of it in a bottle of water, and if I'm driving, it's sitting there beside me, and I just sip on it, and it just keeps you alert. It tastes wonderful. It's a berry flavored, and it tastes really great. And the thing that amazes me is when I begin to look at the energy drinks that are out there, and just even if you did it in a cost factor, one of our distributors in Florida, he figured it up. The 5-Hour Energy drink. If you bought a gallon of 5-Hour Energy drink, it's over $240 for 1 gallon of 5-Hour Energy. 1 gallon of our product is around $15, and so it's pretty amazing to see the difference. And plus, the nutrients that are in ours are so much more beneficial than these others. The next one that we're going to take a look at is the pre-workout fuel. It is for a person that likes to exercise, that wants to get a good burn. It has creatine in it, which enhances your workout. Like if a person goes to the gym, they can drink the pre-workout fuel, and it keeps your muscles from fatiguing faster to where you can get a better workout. A person that likes to go walking even, you can take the pre-workout fuel if you like to go walk or exercise or cardio or whatever, and it works really well also. The next one is the rehydration. I love the rehydration. I drink it all the time. As a matter of fact, there was a bottle of it up here that I was finishing up. It has, it's comparable if you want to call like a Gatorade. It has the electrolytes in it that our body needs, like when we sweat or we work. But it's also, we were studying today on it, and this was really cool. After I talked to them, it said 9 grams of sugar, but it's sweetened with a stevia. So it's healthy. And so it's wonderful as far as that end of it. You can mix it up. You can actually mix the energy and the rehydration together, and it is an awesome drink as well. The other product that is there is called a Workout Recovery. I call it our motor oil. It's in a little squeeze bottle, and it is phenomenal. The other day when I was working on the trailer, when I got down from working on the trailer, I went inside and I squeezed it up what I needed and drank it up. And I was just feeling good, and there was Pastor walking around out there, and Penny said, "Well, did you give him any?" And I said, "Well, no." And my muscles wasn't sore or anything. I know, I didn't share a bit of it. But the Workout Recovery is loaded with magnesium and potassium. In a half an ounce, it has 490 milligrams of magnesium. And also included in that is 430 grams of potassium. And so it's good for you. And we were looking at a lady had a potassium pill that she was taking. This thing was huge. And yeah, and she got to looking and she said there's more milligrams in this in a half an ounce that tastes good than the whole thing that I was having to take these other big old pills. And so it works really good. All of our the sports performance nutrition products are NCAA approved. Penny's husband is a coach, and you can carry it. The schools can use it. It's approved, so because you can't carry a Monster or a 5-Hour Energy in because schools won't allow it. But these are been NCAA approved, and so you can carry any of these products to the kids at school, to your grandkids or anything. They work wonderful. There's so much that each one of these products, the recovery, the rehydration, it's good for restless legs, and it's good for colds if you have colds. I can tell you, like with us going from climate to climate to climate, especially in the springtime, immediately if I felt sinus or something coming on, along with taking the Lipomax, and I would up and start drinking a bunch of recovery, the rehydration, you just feel better. Your electrolytes stay up and it boosts your immune system. So that's this portion of it. And so Penny's going to come and she's going to talk to you real quick about the skincare. And
One thing we've noticed when you start losing weight, you start thinking about your health and start feeling better, then you want to actually look better too. And so our company come up with the Regenesis. It is skincare, and our skin is the largest part of our body and all. And they took the aloe vera, which is, we've already talked about it being so healing and everything. They took it and they took the Swiss apple stem cell and they combined the two ingredients and made our skincare and body care. The Swiss apple stem cell actually slows down the aging process, and then the aloe vera heals it, so it's repairing and it's restoring your body. It's kind of therapeutic to that. The body care actually comes with the cleanse for twice a day. It comes with a toner, and then it comes with moisturizers. Comes in your dry skin, your oily, and your just natural skin. I guess, what do you call it, natural or normal? Yeah, there you go, normal. And also you can have the exfoliator too, that you use 2 to 3 times a week. And then we have the body care, which is a lotion. It's same base. It's very healthy, and a foot energizer. For those tired legs and those feet and muscles, when you've worked all day, then you come in and it's a re-energizer for it. And then an aloe vera cream and gels, as Penny was saying a while ago, how aloe vera does heal our skin, like with the Biomeg or the Zavita. The aloe vera, we have the gel for sunburns and skin irritations. And so I have found that after losing my weight and everything, I thought, hey, I'm going to try this. And me and Amber both went to church the other night without makeup on and got in and like, oh my goodness. And really, to be honest, you couldn't tell because it has has cleared up a lot of our skin problems and all. So I felt real confident in it, even going to church, and we were on stage and everything without any makeup on. And live streaming too, yes. So it's a very good product. Our newest product on the market, though, is our Slim Balm. And Amber's going to come up here and tell you about it. It just hit the market this year, and we're really excited about it.
So this was like a quick overview of Slim Balm because I was still at work and Mom says, which product would you like to talk about tonight? Okay, so we're going to talk about Slim Balm. It is the revolutionary approach to appetite control and weight loss. It was just launched in January. We went out to our national convention in January out in Atlanta. I recommend that everybody go to a convention. There's 2 a year. One in July 16th through the 18th in Dallas. And so there they launched the new Slim Bomb. With it, it helps decrease snacking and sugar cravings. I love sugar. I mean, I like to snack or used to like to snack on, Doritos and all that, all the junk food. And now I don't crave it at all. One with our weight loss products, but now, if my lunch hour, if I'm working and my lunch hour goes over, put a little Slim Bomb on. Well, I don't even need to eat lunch now because it just helps, with that craving. Also, I've noticed that it helps with my headaches. Apply a little bit on my forehead, on my wrist, and even around on the back of my neck. Within just a couple minutes, my headache is gone. Had a sinus infection the other day as well, and took some deep breaths, sniffing of it. Didn't have any problems. Really helps with that. And then one of Mom and Dad's distributors out in Louisiana, he's a police officer, and I guess he got like a shoulder injury and had some inflammation, couldn't sleep. Am I telling this right? And he applied some Slim Bomb on it, and it helped dramatically reduce the inflammation and the pain, and he was able to go back to sleep and get a restful night's sleep. So it's not only just for appetite control and snacking, but it does have, along like with all of our products, has other multi-purposes. It is made of 8 essential oils and aromatherapy. Dr. Lee Kazi and his team really worked to get the perfect combination of each of these oils. The first one is peppermint oil. It's kind of a sweet scent. It helps with the feeling to make you feel full. It also helps promote eating less. Okay, the next one is liquid menthol, which is kind of applies a cooling and numbing sensation when you put the Slim Bomb on. And I've got a sample. I'll let anybody who wants to try it, they can try it. But it kind of has a tingling sensation. It helps prevent overeating. Also is clove. And it's kind of a spice. It gives you your skin I know we just said numbing, but then it comes like a warm sensation to that. It inhabits sensory nerve impulses and decreases your sense and taste and smell. Let's see. Next is grapefruit. It's kind of a citrusy taste and smell. It causes the body fat to break down and helps appetite and a decrease in food intake. Also is pepper oil. Obviously, it's kind of a peppery scent. Decreases sensory signals of taste and smell. And then camphor oil, which is a fresh scent. It alters the perception to reduce the appetite and food craving. Then there's bergamot oil, which is a citrus. And that, as humans, we're in stressful situations, and a lot of people are stress eaters when you're emotional stress, and the bergamot oil helps reduce the stress and combats emotional stress and helps with the overeating. I know my mother-in-law, she works in the small office, and she'll apply her Slim Bomb, and her boss will come in, "Oh, it is so calm and peaceful in here. What is that smell?" And she's like, "It's Slim Bomb." And so, and then the last one is the cinnamon, and it helps decrease the appetite and food craving. And so there's nothing like this out on the market right now. It's really simple as far as the directions. You just you put it on your lips, it comes off your hips. That's kind of our little slogan there. And to get the ultimate effect, Dr. Lee says you take 3 good whiffs, sniffs of it prior to putting it on, and that really helps decrease that snacking and appetite. So, do you have the sample? All right.
Okay, we've gave you a lot of information tonight, and this is just highlights. It goes deeper and deeper And that's why we were so thrilled about getting to do this. And so we say get in where you fit in. If you need to lose weight, we have a program, as Penny presented that, in the $4, $6, and $8 range. It's there. We have a lot of the products back here in the back that we are prepared tonight. If you want to pick up your products, we can save you some money on that as well. We also have, if a person is interested in the business side of it, it's a great business opportunity. And this is what I want to do since the hour is getting up to about 9 o'clock. If you're interested in the business side, I'll be glad to talk with you afterwards. Be glad to go over all of it, show you what it is at any point in time. We also have tonight, there's a neat way that you can get in if you would like to become a wholesale buyer, to be able to buy at wholesale levels to get your product at a cheaper discount than the retail that is listed in your pamphlet. We've got a couple of ways that you can do that as well. And you would also be coming in as a distributor, but it's a neat way that you can come in, save some money. Everybody likes to save money. And so it works really well. All of our products have a 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. I like to talk about this because we have less than a 1% return ratio. 25-year-old company with less than a 1% return ratio. That's pretty awesome. The products do what they say that they do. And so we've got some order forms here, and we'll be glad to talk with you. If you have any questions or anything about the products, just we'll be glad to answer those. Is there anything that you can think of, Penny, that we need to share any further? Okay. Penny, anything else? That we have the order forms here, and we can pass those out. And if you want to make an order on any of the products, we'll be glad to go over any of the products to explain them further as well.
You might share the next meeting that we know of.
Okay.
June 13th.
Okay. All right. There's going to be some more meetings. June the 13th in Texarkana, we will be having a Super Saturday is what we call it. It'll be start at 9 in the morning. It'll be held at our home church at Flower Acres Baptist Church in Texarkana. You can drive down. We're going to serve lunch there. There'll be lunch as well included. And it should be over with by about 2 o'clock is normally 2 to 3-ish. And so, but we'll go into more in-depth discussion about the products as well. And then also, if you're going to be in the Dallas area, there is one going to be held at corporate headquarters on June the 13th as well out there. So you can come and you've got 2 places that you can come and be a part of. And so, do I?
One of the things you might tell them is the wholesale buyer tonight.
That's what I just did.
Did you tell the percentage?
Okay. There, on the wholesale buyer, you can come in for $100. You'll get $125 worth of product, and on your next order from then on, you'll get a 20% discount. And so, included in that as well is free enrollment into the company, and the company gives you a website of your own and maintains it. The next is you can get a 25% discount for $249 and get $300 worth of product for $249 along with the website and the enrollment into the business. Now, a lot of people come in because they just want to buy at a wholesale level and save that money. And you're getting a lot of bang for your buck because you're getting $300 worth of product for $250. So it's a great way. And so we've got that. And then there are other options as well that you can come in at a 30% level, which is $749, and you get $900 worth of product. And then the top is a director at 40%. For $1,999, you get $2,800 worth of product. You get a mini warehouse is what we call it, and to use. And we've got that also available. So we also have, you can just buy the packages just like the transformation kit. is $189 for that, plus tax and shipping. And then the accelerator kit, which is $124.95, and then the boost kit is $89.95. And then you've got in your brochure, you see the individual prices. But if there's any questions.
Anything ordered tonight that I have in stock would say free shipping and tax, so that's incentive to go ahead and buy tonight and take credit card and take cash.
Okay. Penny was saying that tonight we can save you your shipping and tax with the stuff that we have in stock back there on the table. You can save the tax and the shipping, and we can take the plastic check or whatever, tonight. So I thank you for your time. I thank you very much for it. I value your time, and I pray that you learned something tonight, that you're taking information home with you to start your journey, to begin to get to feeling better, because each one of us, even from Kendra being 18 years old, when she started with us, she said, I'm not interested. And then she began to watch, and the next thing you know, her eating habits begin to change. And now then, she's like, she picks up something, she looks at it, she goes, puts it back now. And so all the way up, we have, there's a pastor that is over from Des Arc, Arkansas. He pastors Assembly of God Church over there. And he is 76, 7, 8, he may be 80. And he got on the program and he lost 23 pounds in the first 3 weeks of the program. And he loves it. They buy the shakes, the Renew, the Xanoline, as he calls it, the Exoline. and so he is also a wholesale buyer as well. He bought the business package, we call it, for $249 because he wanted to get the 25% discount. So again, thank you. And if you have any questions, we'll be back there. We'll be glad to answer any of them. Penny will be here. Thank you, Penny Fox, for coming and sharing and as well.
Just a little bit about your business side and how.
That's
Well,
another mic.
And I like this mic. Like I told you earlier, we came into this with me wanting to lose weight, and that was the whole purpose. I was a customer. I bought at retail cost, the brochure price, my very first purchase. And after I did a 10-day program. We used to have a 10-day program back then. That was 6 years ago. We don't have that anymore. But I wanted more products because I had lost 6 pounds in 10 days. And I was so excited that I wanted to go ahead and complete a full 30-day program. And so my friend Dana, who had introduced me to the program, she told me about this discount that David was talking about, that wholesale buyer discount. And I'm a female. I'm all about discounts. So it's like a coupon, right? So I got in at the 20% level, got my products, and was getting anything I needed for 20% off. Well, I told you, people started wanting to know what I was doing. My friends and my family were going, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I want to do this. So I would give them my website that you get for free as part of your purchase. And they would go to my website and they would order whatever I told them that I was doing. I would say, okay, I did this program right here. They would order it. Well, then I started getting these checks in the mail. I got a check for $16. I got a check for $28 one time. And Brian would give me the checks. Here you go, honey, you got some money in the mail. And I'm like, okay. Well, this one day I got a check in the mail for $380. And Brian said, whoa, half of this is yours and half of this is mine. And he said, what is going on here? What are you doing? I said, I don't know. I just help these people. I show them what I did, and they order stuff, and then I get money. It's weird. And so he said, honey, you're in a business. He said, I need to learn how this works so that we can, make it happen more often. So at that point is when he and I decided to really start learning about the business and start realizing that we needed to get up to the top level, the 40% discount if we were going to do this seriously. And along the way, some of these customers that were losing weight were losing 40 and 50 pounds. And so then they had people wanting to know what they were doing. And I mean, I didn't even know how I was getting paid, much less be able to help them. And so we started getting involved and getting educated and going to these trainings and really studying and learning and choosing to make it a business. And 1 year into my weight loss and starting to help other people with their health and wellness, Brian and I were earning about $800 to $1,200 a month with this company. And I sat down after going to a training and I said, we're not really even doing a whole lot. We're just kind of dilly-dallying with this. What do you think could happen if we really got after it? What if I started like going and doing meetings for these people in these different cities and states that have lost weight and started really making this a business? Would you be willing to do that? And he said, Penny, that's going to take a lot of sacrifice. Are you really willing to? I said, let's give it a year. Let's do it a year and see what happens. So I made a lot of sacrifices. I missed a few ball games along the way. There were school nights that I was out really late and getting home really late and having to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get the kids off to school and myself off to school. But within a year's time, that year, Brian and I earned our Mercedes-Benz. That was in 2011. We don't pay for that Mercedes-Benz. The company pays for that as a bonus. We earned, at that point, 2 dream vacations out of the country, which we had never traveled out of the country before. We've now been on 4 dream vacations paid for by the company. At that time, we were able to pay off $25,000 in credit card debt that we had accumulated. I used to be really embarrassed to say that. Now I'm thankful that I'm able to say that is zeroed out. We were able to put another $20,000 down on a new home that we were ready to move into and that we're absolutely loving and so thankful for. And that year, we earned $100,000 with First Fitness, which is equal to what the 2 of us make together with our teaching jobs. So over the past 6 years, it has enabled us to average $50,000 a year, which is a third income for our family. And we are just so grateful for that. And when, you look at what we have here today with what David and Penny have gotten out and health-wise, all the lives that they've touched and the lives that they're still touching every day, it's like a wellness revolution. That's what I feel like we've created. First Fitness has been around for 25 years, and I feel like it's brand new because I feel like we are the new generation coming in and restarting everything and really getting out and spread the word with technology. I mean, you've got the young ones here getting out on the Facebook and the social media, and I just feel like we can really change people's perspectives to where they're not living that fast food world. They're living that prepared, healthy lifestyle. So the money has been a blessing for us, and I'm so thankful for that because it has definitely taken a lot of stress off of our family. I feel that Brian and I have a happier marriage because so many of our arguments for 11 years were based on what? Money. We don't have those arguments anymore. They just don't exist because now we're able to have that little extra pocket money that helps us to be able to do things and spend time with the family. And all those sacrifices that we make to do these meetings and to go out and share and to go sit at people's homes and go through their program with them to get them started with their journey on weight loss, it's so worth it when you get to look at your child and say, yes, honey, we can go to that softball game next weekend and spend that whole day with you. It's going to be all about you because we have the money to be able to do that. So we're very thankful for the business side of this as well.
That's an awesome testimony. And I didn't want to overlook that because reality is we all have to have money. We all have to have income. And that's been a blessing in our lives and our ministry because it's given us a little extra to be able to go and to not have to say no to churches wherever they are, however small, however big, or however long they want us to stay. We can go. And so it's really helped us on the financial end. As David said, on love offerings, you might get a lot of love and not much offering. So I don't want to overlook anybody here today. If you're thinking about, if you have a why that you're trying to meet, maybe a dream or vision of not just losing weight and getting healthy, but you've got a college education ahead, you've got credit card debt, you're getting ready for retirement, whatever, you're wanting to build that house or whatever. Think about the possibilities if this on the business side would fit in, to your life too, because it's a Christian-based business, and it is out of Dallas, which is real locally located for us, and so it's easy to go to the meetings and we pick up products. We probably have one of the fastest growing teams, would you say, in First Fitness right now is in our area, and it's in Arkansas, and it's sweeping across. So if you're looking for something, get in now, and you'll reap the benefits from it. I thank you for coming. I'll be back. We'll be at the back to take orders or talk to you more on one-on-one.
If you have any questions at all, we'll be glad to